Welcome back to my channel. It's Curls Next Door here. If this is your first time stopping by my channel, welcome and thank you so much for stopping by. So you guys, I wanted to share with you some of my favorite fragrances for the spring and the summer. They're all fruity, floral fragrances. They smell absolutely amazing. I love the fruit in each and every single one of these floral fragrances. The combination is amazing. They're definitely a mix. They blend so well together, and for that I wanted to share it with you. So if you want to see the ones that I do have in my collection that I have been loving and reaching for a lot as of lately, please keep watching. So first up, we have one of the most fragrant, one of the most beautiful, well-balanced body oils that I do have in my collection. And it is from none other than the brand Swiss Arabian, and this is L'Oeil Rouge. L'Oeil Rouge, I love this so much. When I first got this, I don't know if on that day I was just sniffing and smelling too many things, but I did not like this, and I didn't find this to be fragrant at all. I didn't get the mangoes. I didn't get the coconut. I didn't get the pineapples or the papayas. But months later, I get all of that and more. There is definitely some florals in here. There's hibiscus, there's rose. I believe there's some floral notes. There's even a little bit of sandalwood that really makes this creamy and amazing. And the fruit just comes out on the skin months later. I love L'Oeil Rouge. If you are on the market for a beautiful, fragrant, fruity floral in the body oil form, this is definitely a beautiful one, and it's very inexpensive. I think I picked this on for like 20, maybe less than $25 on Amazon or Walmart.com. It is so good. I love this L'Oeil Rouge. I can't stop talking about this one because I get compliments from my husband every single time I wear this one to bed. Just a few drops goes a long way. It does wonders for my skin, and I just feel really hydrated whenever I wear this one. And on top of the hydration, I smell absolutely gorgeous. So yes, L'Oeil Rouge by Swiss Arabian is a beautiful, fragrant, fruity floral that I have definitely been loving. Next up, we have this Kayali Eden Juicy Apple, one of the most beautiful, very watery, juicy apple fragrances that's on the market. It smells so good. I've been reaching for this one for quite a few times this week. Not to mention, I reach for her every single season. I don't think there is a time or date or day for Kayali Eden Juicy Apple 01. This is so good. It opens up with such a beautiful ripe red apple. There's also some lychee, there's some black currant, and there is some grapefruit in this one. It's a little bit tangy from the lychee and the grapefruit, a little bit sour, not all the way sweet in the very opening, but then the syrupy black currant just brings her back to life. There's also some wild berries in this one, and I feel like the wild berries and the black currant and the red apple really sweetens up this Kayali Eden Juicy Apple. It is so good. We're not going to forget about the florals. There's some raspberry blooms, which is the raspberry flowers in this one, which still gives it a berry kick, but it is more floral because it's the flowers from the berries. There's some jasmine and some rose, which really makes this one super floral. I love it. It is beautifully balanced. There's some moss in here, which really gives it a little bit of earthiness, but it's not too earthy to a point where you cannot really enjoy it. It is very much likable by everyone. Of course, she does not last forever and a day on the skin, but it is so juicy. It is sweet. It's not syrupy sweet. It's more watery and it's juicy. but it's so good. I love this one. Even though, again, there are florals in this one, it's leaning more fruity to my nose. And I'm a lover, not a hater, of the Kayali Eden Juicy Apple. As you can see by the dent, I've loved this every single season, and I will definitely continue to reach for this one because the fruitiness in here is giving for the spring and the summer. Next up, we have Burberry Her Eau de Toilette. This one, out of all the pair of fragrances that I do have, that I do currently own, this one is like the freshest, most juiciest, mouth-watering pair that I could come across. It is so absolutely amazing. This one definitely took a different route from the original Burberry Her or the Elixir. It is just so gorgeous. It's fruity, it's juicy, and it's definitely a spring and summer leaning type of fragrance. Whatever you do, spray this one out, you do get that initial burst of pink pepper. It is there, it's prevalent. It definitely makes me sneeze every single time. I can't hold this or spray this close to the nostrils at all, okay? Because I start sneezing. But almost immediately, I get a juicy pear and I get some strawberries and I definitely get the black currant. Not only is this one of the most juiciest or one of the most sweetest fruity fragrances out there, but it's definitely floral leaning. Some of my most beautiful florals are in this one. There's rose, there's peony, there is a little bit of honeysuckle in here. It is so good. There's also Lily of the Valley. Now, I don't get any type of powderiness from this one at all. Point blank, period. I just get the most intoxicating, juicy, fruity, floral fragrance when it's on my skin. I love this one. Burberry Her Eau de Toilette is definitely a hit for the spring and summer. Next up, for another beautiful fragrance that I have just recently added to my collection. Only used this one once, but I have fallen in love with this one. This is Angel Au Croisier 2021 by Mugler. This was a limited edition. I recently picked this one up from eBay, and I definitely wanted to add this one to my collection because of the fig note. Now, I am not the biggest fan of fig anything, but I feel like sometimes if fig is mixed in with a gorgeous floral, it just acts right on my skin. This one has fig nectar, there is praline, there is patchouli, vanilla, and magnolia. I feel like the magnolia and the fig just really interact perfect. They blend well and they smell absolutely amazing on my chemistry. I love this one. Again, I've only used this maybe once, tested it out, so you can say twice. And I loved the way this dried down on my skin. It is definitely a pungent fig when you spray this on your skin, but I don't get fig. I get more of a coconutty scent, even though there is no coconut listed in this one. That is what I get on my DNA every single time I spray this. There's the fig mixed with the vanilla and the praline. It is very sweet, it's very fruity, and the magnolia and the praline and the fig just balances out, and it mixes so perfectly well with my skin chemistry. I really do love this Mugler Angel Au Croisier 2021. I will be using this one a lot more because its fruitiness is undeniable. Again, you may not get coconut. Everybody's nose is different. I get coconut on this one, even though there is not a coconut note listed. Love it. And I love the fruitiness. I love the florals most of all because it's spring, but definitely love the fruitiness in Angel Au Croisier 2021 by Mugler. Next up, I have Miss Dior Absolutely Blooming. Miss Dior Absolutely Blooming was an absolute love the first time I sprayed this one on skin and walked around the store at Macy's. It is so good. It's definitely very fruity. It is filled with all types of raspberries, blackcurrant, there's pomegranate. I mean, you name it. The fruits are in there. It's giving fruity vibes all through and through. Miss Dior Absolutely Blooming. It's a fruity bomb, and I love it so, so much. There is definitely a pink pepper note that I cannot detect. And again, my favorite florals in here. There's rose and peony. There's a little bit of musk in the base. It's just giving fruit. I don't even get the florals in this one, to be quite honest. Out of all the Miss Dior's or the Dior collections or whatever they call them, I love Miss Dior Absolutely Blooming the most. It is just definitely a vibe. It's giving fruitiness all over my skin and on my clothes, and it is long lasting. When I tell you long lasting, this is definitely a long lasting fragrance. It is a compliment getter. I've gotten tons of compliments while wearing this one. Boys want to know what I'm wearing. The girls want to know what I'm wearing. It is very, very crowd pleasing. It is so mass appealing. It's just good. I have been loving this one, and it is my favorite. It is my favorite, okay? Miss Dior Absolutely Blooming is definitely a beautiful fragrance. Next here we have Flower Bomb Ruby Orchid by Viktor and Rolf. This one is a really, really juicy, peachy type of fragrance. This opens up with peach and vine. There is orchid in the middle notes, and then there is vanilla bean in the base. I don't get a lot of green or earthy notes from the vine. I don't get that. I don't get, I get a juicy peach. A juicy peach is what I get whenever I wear this one. I don't get a lot of anything else, but a sweet, very sweet, peachy type of fragrance when it's on my skin. The note of the peach is very prevalent. You can smell it from a mile away. It is so good. It is long lasting on my skin. It's definitely giving fruity vibes all through and through. This Flower Bomb Ruby Orchid. Yeah, I love this one. Flower Bomb Ruby Orchid by Viktor and Rolf. Next up, we have Tuskin Marina by Paris Corner. This one is fairly new to me. I've had this in my collection for probably about a month or a little bit over a month, and I have been loving this one. From the minute I sprayed her, I got citruses, and I got a lot of fruit in this one. This one has some tropical orange and grapefruit that it opens up with. There is some florals. There's lily of the valley, and there's jasmine. There's a little bit of musks. There's peach and some blackcurrant in this one. I classify this as a gorgeous fruity floral because the lily of the valley does give this a little bit of a powderiness, but it's a grown-up powder, okay? It is nothing to kid around with. Even though there are some citruses to the top, this is definitely giving fruit when it dries down. It is very mature. It is very long-lasting. It reminds me of a grown unsexy Juicy Couture fragrance, okay? This is Juicy Couture's mama. If you ask me, it is it's giving Juicy Couture vibes to my nose. That's the way it dries down on my skin, but it is more elevated. And I've been reaching for this one a lot. I like this one. I can't say that I love it because I've only had it for just a few weeks, and I am learning to really appreciate Tuskin Marina. So yeah, Tuskin Marina by Paris Corner is a beautiful fruity floral fragrance with a little bit of citruses, but you gotta love her, okay? She is giving elevation the entire time. Next up, we have Valentino Donna Born in Roma Coral Fantasy. This one is super amazing. I've had this one for maybe about a year, in my collection, and I have definitely put a dent in this one. I can't wait to reach for this one. I haven't reached for this one since last year. But I just did bring her out because I think she's definitely fitting for the season. This one is the most tangy, very spring-like. This one opens up with kiwi and Brazilian orange. There is middle notes of Indian jasmine and ambrette. There's even some rose in the mid. And in the base, there is white musk and cedar. I love this one. I love the juiciness from the kiwi. Even though it's a little bit tangy, it is mixed and blended perfect with the orange. So there's a little bit of citrus, and the tanginess and the citrus just goes hand in hand. I'm not the biggest fan of jasmine, but the jasmine in here is not overpowering at all. It is very doable, and it's safe to say that it is one of the fragrances where I really do enjoy a good jasmine is this Valentino Donna Coral Fantasy. There's even rose in this one, and I feel like the rose is a baby rose. It's nothing grown or mature, or it's just really feminine, and it's girly and it's playful, and I really, really do love this Valentino Donna Born in Roma Coral Fantasy for the spring. And I know I'm definitely going to love her in the summer because that's when I used her last season. So yeah, I love this one. A beautiful fruity floral, to say the least. Next up, we have Givenchy Irresistible Eau de Parfum. This one is fairly new to me as well. I've had her for probably about 2 months. And I just recently pulled this one out because of the change in the weather. Okay, it's a little bit more warmer out, and I feel like she is shining in the warmer temperatures. This one opens up with pear, and I feel like the pear in this one is just really sweet and really juicy, and it's incredible. Okay, I can't even explain the way this fragrance makes me feel when I put this on my skin. This one has some musk mallow in there as well. And I feel like even though there's a little bit of cedar and musks, it is not a musky or woody fragrance. To my nose, I'm just getting fruit and floral. There's Bulgarian rose and there's iris. I don't even smell the rose. To be quite honest with you, I don't get any powderiness from the iris. I just get pear. That's all I get whenever I spray this on my skin. Again, it is sweet, it is juicy, and I feel like it's definitely a beautiful fruity floral fragrance when it's on my skin. All the notes in here, it's just blended perfectly well. The rose and the iris along with the pear is giving spring and summer to my nose, and I'm super happy to have this one. I'm going to be testing this one out some more because I feel like she is definitely worthy of being on my skin a little bit more in the spring and summer. Next up, we have Beyond Romance by Ralph Lauren. This one is a little bit woody, but it's definitely a fruity floral fragrance. I do get a lot of the musks in this one on the dry down, but all in all, I get fruit. This one opens up with raspberry, there's mandarin orange and bergamot, which is really juicy and sweet. As soon as I spray this one out and on my skin, there are some floral notes. There's rose, there's lily of the valley, and there is some jasmine in this one. I don't get any of those. I don't get any. Just to be quite honest with you, I just get fruit on my skin, okay? I don't know what it is. It could just be me, but I don't detect a rose or a lily of the valley whenever it's mixed with a beautiful fruit. I do get the jasmine in this one, and that's probably the only floral that I get since I've been spraying this on my skin. That's it. That's all I get every single time. The jasmine and the berries along with the citruses. There is a little bit of vanilla in this one and some musks and some cashmere. Yes, I have used this one in the winter time because of that cashmere note in here. It is very soft on my skin, and it reminds me of a very um, cocooning moment. It reminds me of a moment where I feel secure and safe. It reminds me of a moment when I just want to cuddle up under the blankets. I don't know. I'm going to try this one out in the summer for sure and see if she's giving in the spring and summer, but I know she's definitely giving in the winter and in the fall because of her cocooning nature. Love this one. Again, it is Beyond Romance by Ralph Lauren. And then finally, I wanted to add this Fleur Dragon Fruit that I recently picked up from Sephora to the mix of the fruity floral fragrances with a little bit of a tropical twist. This one has pineapple, there's dragon fruit, and I think there is some watermelon, along with some other florals in here and some woody notes. I love this one since the day I got it. She performs like a beast for a body mist on my skin. She's giving fruity floral. She is doing the most whenever I wear her. Love this Fleur Dragon Fruit. I can't wait to wear this one out some more and see if she's going to perform 10 hours on a 10-hour workday. I know she performs for 6, and she gave me a little bit at 8 hours with minimum sprays, okay? So yeah, she's definitely giving me a little bit of the watermelon and the tropicalness, and it is definitely a beautiful tropical fruity floral fragrance when I put her on my skin. Again, it's Fleur Dragon Fruit from Flur. So you guys, that is it. Those are all of the fruity floral fragrances that I will be reaching for this spring and this coming summer. It is already almost 90 here in Florida, 90 degrees outside. And I've been reaching for some of these, and some of these are brand new to me, and some of them were out of season fragrances that I am willing to try in the spring and in the summer to see if they are going to perform amazing on my skin. I know they will because they have that tropical fruitiness. They're just definitely giving me tropical, fruity, floral vibes, and they are long lasting, at least the ones that I've worn in the past. If you have any of these, go ahead and pull them out, bring them out, wear them, and just make them part of your wardrobe for the spring and summer. To all of my subscribers, old and new, thank you so much for subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. I love you. Bye.